D'Souza.
Welcome. Where are you from?
I'm from Toronto.
Were you born here?
No, I wasn't. I was born in Pakistan.
How long have you been here in Canada?
More than 45 years?
And what does it feel like to be a Canadian?
Well, I grew up here. I came when I was young, and I've had lots of opportunity, and it's feeling the best place to be right now.
You travel a lot,
Yes?
and when you travel, do you see a marked difference between being a Canadian and being wherever it is you're at?
Absolutely, because Canada has a huge reputation of doing good around the world. Right now, a lot of my time is spent in the education sphere in China, and Canadian education system has been a big boon in helping the Chinese in the 70s building their education system, and they're always looking to learn, and one of the places they turn to first is Canada.
And does doing good give like pressure to you to actually do good yourself?
I think being good is ingrained in being Canadian. We're out there to help people, and in turn, they're able to help us.
Do you think people take advantage of us because we're good?
I think anybody that's good may be taking advantage of us, but in the long run, it's mutually beneficial.
How is it in China's work environment compared to Canadian work environment?
Well, one thing that strikes me is a lot of the people I we meet with in China might say that they have to work overtime. And for Canadians, overtime is a very easy thing to understand. You work extra hours, you get paid extra. Whereas in China, they're working overtime, but they're not getting paid.
So what does that mean then? If you see it the other way around, you see your students here and they work extra hours, which is their perspective of working extra. But then do you see any challenges between that work ethic and your other students when you put them together in a group?
Well, the Chinese experience is a strong work ethic. You work hard, you work and you represent yourself and you represent your family. And coming here, really, I think the students at that age, they adapt very, very quickly into the Canadian milieu as opposed to bringing their preconceived concept with them.
So explain more what work ethic means to you.
Work ethic is basically meeting a certain commitment. There are expectations on both ends between the employer and the employee, and even with the students and the professors. And the work ethic means that you're going to do the best that you possibly can at any particular time, and not sort of just trying to wing it or basically slide under the radar and get away with not performing.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have one brother and one sister, both
Are they-
older, and I'm the baby in the family still after all these years.
Now, are you close to your parents?
Yep, so, yeah.
What is it that your parents have taught you that you bring with you every day to wherever you are?
Well, you talk about work ethic. My parents came and we worked, we were a typical immigrant family in the 70s, and they worked hard. And they worked hard for a purpose, and their purpose was for their kids.
And when you have students who ask you, I'm new to Canada and I want to learn more about what work looks like in Canada, what is it that you share with them?
What's great thing, because that's what they're here for. That's what they're at. Come to the education system here, and they want to be part of the society. And they want to know, and a lot of them don't understand, especially graduate students, don't understand the work environment or the work process, hiring and everything. And that's just a knowledge gap. And once they get it, they get it.
Now, do you feel like you belong in Canada?
Absolutely.
What does that mean to you?
So being traveling in different countries, if I was in Europe or if it was in China, when I walk in China, they know I'm not Chinese. And if anybody walks down the street in Toronto, whether the skin color, the size, no one's going to say that they're from another country. It's just another person who's in the Canadian environment. So being Canadian, in a sense, is not identifiable in the physical characteristics, it's in the interaction characteristics.
So what is that one interaction that you think would make you typically Canadian?
In a very day-to-day thing, I'd say it's understanding that you don't kind of say this person is that kind of person, because we have so many different people from all over the world. So on the very day-to-day things, understanding, don't making preconceptions. What I've really learned traveling overseas, what it means to be Canadian is to be compassionate.
Tell us more.
And compassionate is to be the voice for the voiceless. We have a strong culture of bringing people in here and bringing people in who may be disadvantaged, that are leaving their country for whatever reason, and they have a go at it here and they become successful. Right now we also have very successful people who are doing very well in their home countries, and they want to come here and succeed as well.
Do you see any quote unquote injustice when you're in China?
Any
Type of like an injustice or unfairness that you recognize because you come from an environment like Canada?
Well, there's no unfairness to me, and I visited. I think the issue is we read media or we see newspapers and news stories, and then that is automatically a picture of everybody. And around the world, what I've learned is people are people, and people have needs, and people need to connect with other people. And injustice sometimes comes when you're trying to exceed that particular connection with other people.
Do you suggest other individuals from anywhere in the world to move to Canada?
People move for whatever reasons they have, and people make their own decisions.
So, you have a new Canadian coming to you and asking you, what does it mean to be Canadian? What would you say?
Well, this is great because I meet many new Canadians and the students that come to school, and what it means to be Canadian, as I said before, in the day-to-day is being understanding, being accepting, and don't prejudge people for what they look like or what they have their certain beliefs. We have a diversity of beliefs in terms of religious beliefs and dietary beliefs, family beliefs, and accept what you have, and you may learn something and you may become a better person when you learn something from somebody else.
Great.
I am Canada.